Welcome to the Be Battle Ready podcast, where we take a deep dive into what it takes to be battle ready in your lifestyle and in your business, so you can go to war on your life and the marketplace and win.
I want to welcome on Rytis Lauris of Omnisend. He is a co-founder and CEO of Omnisend.
Hey, Anthony. Nice to be here. Hey, so hey, public on the Facebook group.
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're up to and what you're doing and all that. So
as you already presented myself, so I'm a co-founder and CEO of Omnisend, and Omnisend is a marketing automation tool. We help e-commerce marketers to better retain their existing customer base. So communicate with their existing customers, sending emails, SMS, Facebook Messenger messages, WhatsApp messages, web push notifications, so that's kind of mainly communication tool for e-commerce.
Oh, nice. Awesome. So, so how did you get started into, tell us a little bit about your background. Let's start there.
Yeah, so my formal background, I actually have graduated political sciences. I'm from Lithuania, from Vilnius. So I have graduated political sciences, and being like in my teenage years and being in late school years, I always thought that I'm going to be a politician. But at my second year of studying, one of my friends somehow invited me to join his new established company. And that's how I bumped into business and fell in love in business more than I did in politics. Yeah. So that's when my journey started. But so the first was a little bit, let's say, IT related. That was like before smartphones, we had those feature phones with polyphonic melodies and then screensavers, etc. So we were making those things and selling them. WAP as a technology, WAP existed at that time. So really, all days now. So that was kind of first step out of politics. Then I went to business, more finance business, and finally got back into digital world. So what Omnisend now is actually a spin-off of digital marketing agency. We used to serve our customers building websites, Facebook applications, and doing their email marketing, including email marketing for e-commerce stores. And we saw that there is a specific niche here, and those online stores, they have specific needs which are underserved currently in the market. And that's how we made a decision to build a SaaS product.
Oh, awesome. And we can dig into more about what that is, but I want to, you're in marketing now, but you were in political science. So, the only difference, there's only a little bit of difference there. So it's kind of the same, changing the hearts and minds of people. So
yeah, that's correct. I mean, what I really at political sciences, you don't study a lot of hard subjects, but what you learn a lot of soft skills, and selling yourself in general, it's one of the skills you learn there. So yeah, you're correct. That's pretty similar.
I mean, just came back around, but probably I don't know. Does it pay better than being a politician? I don't know. Maybe in America sometimes, in other countries, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about paying, but I guess it's much more fun. You have much more freedom here. You are less dependent on public opinion and your rivals, which are really aggressive with you and trying to compromise you somehow, etc., etc. So it's just much more freedom to act, to perform, to enjoy the journey. I guess that's what I think. You are not under the radar that much.
I think you have more people liking you and less people hating you and what you're doing right now. So.
Or at least you don't have polls about that, so you're not sure about that, and you are more happy.
Yeah, for sure. Very cool. So, what are you? So how is Omnisend marketing? How's it disrupting e-commerce marketing?
Yeah, so basically what we have offered, small to medium-sized e-commerce businesses with capabilities which are usually being used by the large enterprise level players. So what we basically do, we analyze a lot of customer behavioral data, both offsite and on-site. So, well, for example, what Anthony is visiting, what product categories, what is his purchase history in the past. And based on that data, we have a lot of triggers and a lot of automations available just out of the box. And each customer, each marketer can create their own automations as well. So that means that you just automate your marketing, and we insert relevant messages into relevant messages which are being sent on relevant time, because it's all trigger based. And Omnisend, and another disruptive thing is really having all those different channels in one place. So we strongly believe that in general, the future of commerce is omnichannel. I mean, we will not be talking about e-commerce in 5 years. There will be no distinction between brick and mortar and e-retail. That's just going to be commerce. So everywhere, anywhere the customer wants to buy, that will be convenient. And marketing definitely should be omnichannel as well. So that's what we strongly believe in. That's what we preach, and that's what our product is about.
Okay, so real quick, before we get on to like who your ideal client is and all that, what can you just, maybe some people don't understand what omni-channel is. You know, I had a couple year stint in corporate marketing, and before that, I didn't know what omni-channel was, but okay. I sure learned fast. So can you kind of give us an idea of what omni-channel means?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So omnichannel is so sometimes people are mixing up like multi-channel and omnichannel. So omnichannel is basically having different channels and capability to communicate with your existing customers via different channels of their preference or of their choice. And it's all in one communication sequence. That means that if Anthony, let's say, is browsing for smartphone, specific one, category X. So we are able to identify, and we start communication with you about that smartphone category. And let's say we start with email, and you're still ignoring the communication, or maybe it's not the most preferred channel by you, then maybe it's web push notifications, maybe Facebook Messenger messages, maybe text messages. Then you can add all those different channels on a single flow. And if at any point Anthony comes back and, let's say, completes the purchase or whatever our desired action is from you, so we just stop the communication. So it's like all those different channels on a single flow, and having the single customer view and allowing yourself to choose the preferred channels for communication from the brand.
Okay, awesome. And like, who is like, you know, Omnisend made for? Like, who are your customers? What size? Where are they from?
Yeah, vast majority is it's e-commerce side. So, like ideally, it's 1 million plus GMV, annual GMV. So that's the category. Like up to 50 million. We're not aiming at the enterprise level customers. We're really good tool for even for the beginners, and we have beginners customers. But we kind of build a tool for mid-size merchants.
So about 12 million a year that you're looking for is the
so that's something. Yeah, 10 plus, like, you know, 5 to 20. It's our ideal GMV of their. Yeah, GMV is like annual turnover of those online stores.
Yeah, cool. So do you think email is dead? I don't know. A lot of marketers say this is dead now. You know, it just replaced whatever it is, and you know, it seems like every 3 to 6 months something's dead, and I don't know why marketers are so focused on things being dead. But is really email dead?
Yes, as it was 5 years ago, and it still remain one of the most effective channels, especially for those who have online transactions, as those who sell online. So, on average, 15 to 30% of revenue of online stores is being generated through email. So it's not dead. And we launched Omnisend 5 years ago. And at that time, this category really seemed to be kind of old school. And I remember myself trying to fundraise, and all the investors at that time said, come on, man. I mean, it's chatbots, it's something about, you know, more. You should launch product in much more sexy category. And email is so boring, so yesterday. But no. since then, email proved again and again and again, it's very effective. And it's still by a lot of researchers, it's the most preferred channel for the brand communication, like with people. So people prefer email as the channel for brands communicating with them. I would say a couple of reasons for that. First reason is you have the full control of your inbox. So that means that even though I like the brand, but I might have no time, or maybe subject line is not interesting today, so I will ignore this specific email sent to me, but maybe I will read another one which is going to be sent tomorrow or in 1 week or maybe in 1 month. So that's kind of full control. And historically, it was still the most easiest channel to opt out. So if you're not willing to receive any more communication, so it's quite easy to opt out from email. So other channels currently are becoming likely easy to opt out as well, like SMS. Now in SMS, you just have a link for one click and subscribe. The same with all the messengers. It's really easy to unsubscribe. But the historical email was the easiest one. So those two reasons, I would say, made it the most preferred channel for communication from brands.
Got it. And here's the thing that a lot of business owners, maybe they're not really big marketers, they don't study a lot, is that your email list is one of your assets, right? I mean, you might have 1 million people on your Facebook, but that could be gone in a second. Say the wrong thing politically or whatever and get yourself shut down. But yeah, I mean, it is something that you do want to build and do want to focus on and that. So
it is an asset. Completely agree that it's a huge asset. But there's one very important thing, which sometimes those, let's say, marketing beginners do the mistake, or business owners of a bit smaller businesses, they think that the entire list which I have collected in 10 years is an asset. Recency is very important as well. So that means two things. First, you have to work on a constant basis with your email list refreshment. That means that you need to grab new subscribers all the time. It's a constant process. You should never should never stop. And the second thing that you need to clean up the list, be sure with your list hygiene. That means that very old contacts is someone has not opened any of your communication emails in 1 year. There are no chances that the one will come back again and start reading you. I mean, you should clean those old email addresses in your list. And so this is a huge asset, but still relevancy is very important, and relevancy can be kept by recency, just eliminating the old contacts and capturing new ones all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that people fail to understand about marketing and kind of miss, right? When they think of marketing, they just go straight to sales, right? And they miss the relationship that you build. It doesn't matter if it's through email, if it's through social media, if it's through SMS, it's a relationship that you build, right? And, just like any relationship, if you haven't talked to that person in 3 years and you're like, hey, buy this, right? Or help me out with this, it really doesn't work. So, what are some ways that, it's great to have all these crazy things, but what are some ways that you can develop that relationship through email?
So again, about messaging relevancy. So two things. One is trigger-based messages really help to keep your
what is that? What's a trigger-based message?
Yeah, so trigger-based messages mainly then the tool, like Omnisend or other tools who are in the market, identify customers' behavior, and based on that, they start automated campaigns, which are preset, and that means that it's not a bulk campaign, but myself as a marketer, I make a decision that today I want to sell straws. I see you have a straw there. So, This is my decision to sell straws now. No, if the customer is not interested in straws today, so you should not be marketing that. And if we identify that Anthony is Googling in straw category, so this is a great trigger, which may start a campaign about straws. So it can be both types, more like educational thing where you introduce a product, you educate about the category in general. It can be more push. It really depends on the product category you're selling and what kind of customers do you have. If let's say it's cosmetics, so maybe running a campaign about about your skincare campaign and how to use specific cosmetics or maybe specific products which are in the cosmetics you are selling might really work. If you are selling some other products, maybe just a bit more pushy and really sales-oriented campaign is still okay and still effective because it's really trigger-based and based on data analysis and your customer behavior. So we really preach that much more important than a customer profile is customer's behavior on site and like historic purchasing history, which shows much more than just a demographic profile. It doesn't matter, how young or old are you if you're willing to buy iPhone. It doesn't matter your age.
Got it. So let's talk about bootstrapping. How do you really successfully bootstrap a company? What's your experience with it? What's your story with it?
Yeah, so that bootstrapping is what we kind of really felt in love. Although initially we thought that we should raise a little bit of money, but maybe again what I told a little bit of the category itself was not that interesting for the investors at that time. Now it's an opposite. I continue receiving so many emails from different investors. They are willing to invest in us, but yeah. So I would say bootstrapping is a way then your investors are your customers. So your customers are investing in your product every month from their own pocket, and they're making very, very good decision. If you deliver good service, if you build a good product, if you have a good support, so your customers will invest in your future development. And I would say this philosophy is the most important. If you really find a monetizable customer pain, if you help your customers to solve their problems, their business problems, in our case, as a product is for business, so they gonna pay you. And of course, once you are bootstrapping, you start with really MVP thing. So you just see that there is a traction, that there is a need, that you kind of understood a little, let's say basic needs of your customers. When you start improving, and constant approval, and then really based on voice of our customers. So I would say that's the success of bootstrapping.
Awesome. So let's pivot a little bit and start talking about personal development, because it seems like something, based off of our conversation, you've had some, you're really big on personal development. It seems like you read about a book a week, and talk to us about that.
Yeah. So one of our credos we have here at Omnisend is that strive for progress, not perfection. So I'm a strong believer that you have to improve things in small steps, but really fast. So it's better to improve a little bit each day than to try to focus enough energy and then compile enough inner energy, and let's say change things radically in one time. So the best example, which everybody would understand, is New Year resolutions. We all say from the 1st of January, I'm going to start exercising each week, and I will keep jogging every morning. And very few of us actually does. But it's much easier to make a resolution, but just from tomorrow, just a random day, I will spend 10 minutes walking every day outside in the fresh air. And it's much easier to find those 10 minutes. And it's not that difficult. And when you make it a habit, it's much easier to improve it. Okay, let's maybe do 20 minutes starting from tomorrow, and maybe let's do half an hour. Maybe instead of walking, start running. And in 1 year, you will find out that instead of just making New Year resolution, actually just those small steps helped you to make a great habit. So it's kind of a more about personal development, but it's very similar about professional skills as well. When you develop something, so for a company to grow, you grow by adding one customer on top, and another customer, and another customer, and another customer. So that's a way, especially when you are bootstrapping. So you're not aiming like super high, but you are fighting for a new customer, which is going to come tomorrow. You're fighting for like the churn, which is likely to happen today, but you are trying to keep that customer. So just little by little, and you find that in certain period of time, the change is huge.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to learn from building a habit in your physical body and what you can learn in those principles and bring them over to business. I mean, I think a lot of people, when they start to new resolutions to try to make a change at something, they go from 0 to like 99, and they realize that they don't have the capacity to sustain that 99 for very long, instead of looking at the 2 or 3 that they can sustain for the next 30, 60 days, and then they can increase it, or the next 7 days and then increase it 2 to 3, and then just continually to progressively overload themselves instead of just this dump of intensity right away. So
exactly, and this is exactly the same with your professional skills, with your mental skills. So it's much easier to make a decision that once I'm going to spend like 15 minutes per day reading some professional articles, or just the same book. I mean, no need to make a decision from immediately, like I'm going to read one book per week. No, maybe just I'm going to every day dedicate 20 minutes of my time to read a book. And it's not, 20 minutes, it's nothing in your 24 hours a day. So it's really easy to find it, and you're gonna start, making it as a habit, and it's gonna be much easier. So it's both with physical body and with your mental skills, with your professional skills, just, to improve yourself a little bit better each day.
Awesome. So what's one of the biggest lessons, like, besides like, starting small and progress on perfection, what's something else that, has really been a shift in how you shifted your mindset in what you've learned through personal development?
Yeah. So I would say, starting small there are two sides. One thing is that, you start improving. And from the business perspective, I strongly believe in MVPs. So launching the minimal viable product and see what your customers like, see what your customers dislike. Because although I'm already in marketing, and the team is in marketing for quite a while, and we think that we do really understand our customers, but we still sometimes launch features which nobody actually needs, and vice versa. You sometimes do things which you don't expect to be that popular and that have that great popularity among your existing customers. So that's kind of in business, but probably very similar as to like personal development. Start small, start with MVP, and then constantly improve.
Very cool.
And on personal level, another thing. So I would say focus is super important, both on personal level and on business level. So picking your priorities, picking your battles, and focusing on what's the most important.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually saw a YouTube video from a monk, and talking about meditation, and everybody thinks it's about mindfulness, right? That monks like meditate all day, and they're like, well, where I came from, we just meditated a little bit in the morning, and then we worked on our concentration for the rest of the day of how we can concentrate and stay present. And it's such a different shift in mindset of what one practice is for, and what we what the really end game is to improve concentration. So
completely agree on that. Completely agree.
Yeah. So tell us what you have going on, like right now. Are you have anything that you're promoting, or what's happening with the business?
Yeah. So growing. So promoting like constantly for anyone who is running online store or planning to run on Shopify, eCommerce, Magento, WooCommerce, PrestaShop. We have native integrations with those platforms, and you can very easily connect Omnisend with your online store and start benefiting from that. Yeah, and we just recently made a huge job. Like, we redesigned our fundamentals of the tool. So before that, Omnisend and other tools, which are omnichannel tools, they still relied on email as a unique identifier of a customer, and we got rid of that. That means that now we can have unique customers. Some of them have email addresses, some of them left phone numbers for SMS communication, some of them phone numbers for WhatsApp communication, some of them web push notification subscriptions. And so we kind of expanded the understanding of subscriber. So previously that was like subscriber is your email subscriber and might be augmented with other communication channels. So that's kind of a huge shift towards real pure omnichannel thing, that subscriber is not anymore an email only subscriber. So any channel can be understood as a subscriber, which you have. And we talked about the assets. So the asset can be much bigger now for any business, because you can have more subscribers, even including those who do not prefer email as their channel.
Awesome. And tell us how people can get a hold of you. They're looking to, get in contact with you, get set up with you.
Yeah. So if they're interested in Omnisend, so omnisend.com, and myself, I love LinkedIn. I do use Twitter. So Rytis Lauris, both on LinkedIn, on Twitter. So really like those two social media platforms. I don't use Facebook much, but LinkedIn is my my beloved, and Twitter is secondary, but still I'm using it.
Makes sense. Little bit bigger businesses will be on LinkedIn versus there. So very cool. Awesome. So I appreciate. Do you have any last words of advice or any thing you want to share with the audience and leave them with?
So I would say maybe two. The first thing is like from personal things. So start
two
now.
Or three, whatever.
Yeah. So it's start now. Again, maybe from the same strive for progress philosophy. This is the best day to start something new was yesterday. The second best day is today. So that's my advice, which I really try to follow by myself. It's not always that easy to do that. The second thing, if like e-commerce online stores are listening to us and they still are not running marketing automation, data-driven marketing automation, and don't do that through different channels in an on-channel way. So it's definitely time to do that. And there's Omnisend, there are other tools, but you pick the one which you like the most. But definitely that's the time you should start doing that.
Cool. Awesome. And I appreciate for you taking the time to be on the show. And, we look forward to connecting again.
Yeah. Thanks, Anthony, for inviting.
All right.
To be here. Bye for now.
See you. All right. Cool.
Thank you. Nice conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Well, cool. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for inviting. Really, really nice to talk to you. Nice environment, by the way. Is it like a wall painted in black, or do you use a curtain?
Just a sheet.
Just a sheet. Okay, cool, nice. Yeah, because that's one of the things I think. What should I do with my office space? But to make
big logo.
Big logo. That's probably one of the things. Yeah,
I've been meaning to get one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really nice. I mean, makes really consistent view.
I just have to make sure what shirt I wear, because if I wear a black shirt, it looks like I'm coming out of the. I'm coming out.
Okay. So. Okay, you see just the face, maybe.
Yeah, my arms and stuff. It's pretty crazy. So.
Okay, I see. Yeah, there are details everywhere.
Well, awesome.
Okay, Anthony.
Thank you so much for being on, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.
Yeah, likewise. Let's connect on LinkedIn and Twitter.
For sure.
Okay, bye for now. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
This concludes another episode of the Be Battle Ready podcast. If you're looking to put it all together across all the areas of your life and be battle ready, come get connected with powerful leaders in our Be Battle Ready Facebook group, where we will be dropping new battles to win each day.